Previously on Miss Pandaria.
Nothing shall stand in our way. We'll find this land, or die trying. Alliance ship! Port side! Attack!
And now, the continuation.
Hi everybody, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface. I'm sorry about the beginning bit. I could not resist. I seriously could not resist. I had all the footage taken. I was just about to do the voiceover for it. And I just got this crazy idea in my head to do that previously before. Because whatever TV program you seem to watch now, or download, or however you do it, they all seem to start with previously before this program that you were watching only a week ago, but we think you're stupid and can't remember what happened then. And because it can't help people that are new to the show, really. You can't give 2 minutes of recap and expect somebody else to watch the show to go, right, yeah, I know exactly where you are. So it must think we're all dumb or something like that. Previously before the commercial break, which you do get on some shows. Do you watch Hell's Kitchen? I watch Hell's Kitchen. I'm Hell's Kitchen USA, this is. I'm unashamedly say so. I love Ramsay. I like it when he reduces people to tears. You have to respect that in the guy. But it shows 5 minutes of footage, goes to a break, comes back, and then it goes, and it just shows you 2 minutes of the last 5 minutes that it showed. Come on! We're not that stupid! Ay, ay, ay. So, I thought I'd grace you with one of my own. It's ironic, I'm not calling you stupid, by the way, people. But I'm picking up the questing that's going to take us from 85 to level 90 on the Horde side. And I'm doing the Horde side because the Alliance side's broken, but why shouldn't I do it on the Horde side? I've done 90-odd% of my videos, probably 99% of my videos from the Alliance point of view. I've hardly done anything from the Horde side, so I think the Hordes deserve something. Lord knows they outpopulate me on my server by about 90% to 10%, so this might help them along. So we started off with getting rid of the corruption that was hovering around the base that was just taken from the Alliance in the previous video. If you haven't seen the previous video, which was posted 24 hours ago, or you have seen it and can't remember, see the beginning bit of this video. Oh, sorry, I'll stop it. I'll stop it and get on with the commentary. So, it's had a decent start because the killing of the corruption still went with the theme that there are these Shah energies in Pandaria which are attaching themselves to people in high emotional states, whether you're afraid, whether you're in anger, whether you doubt yourself, it latches on and then starts to consume you based on that. And one of the dudes from the Shadowpan faction, which I have to say is the only cool panda faction on Pandaria, the others are just complete and utter wusses that don't know how to help themselves for toffee, but the Shadowpan can kick ass. Came along, helped my general, told me a bit about the Shah corruption, and I've gone around and I've cleansed the outside of the base. And then it takes us just a little bit further out into the jungle area. And a little bit, not upset, but it's sort of gone back to its typical routine of let's get rid of some animals. However, I'm going to quickly defend that because the animals are still tainted with the Shah energy. Not quite as badly as the base, but they are still tainted. So again, it's still carrying on a theme. So I'm not going to have a dig. And that stag that you can see there, by the way, that's a druid. That's the new travel form for a druid that you can use as a glyph, and you can carry another member on your back. Now, I just scooched the footage on a wee bit because there was a little bit of a glitch with that previous quest to talk to the mayor. it's not something that you can activate yourself. You just have to hover around until he starts the beginning of his speech. Let him finish his speech while you're still there, then you will complete that quest. There's a few of us that hang a little bit of a problem with that before. We were either arriving too late or leaving too early. But if you just hang around for the whole of the speech, it will then go and complete itself. Which takes us on to some monkey killing. And there's also, one of the aesthetic changes for the patch is the new look for the item. As you can see, you've got those two cogs, but they're now golden colour as opposed to just yellow, and they rotate, and that says that this is a quest item that you need to activate or use in some manner or other. And that's one of the new items, the new sort of highlights which have been introduced to the Mists of Pandaria. And then something which, of course, I've constantly taken the mickey out of when describing quests in this game is killing monkeys. You shouldn't kill monkeys in this game. They have a jacuzzi which they need to pop themselves in the Tavern in the Mist. You don't need to go around killing, but we've got to, unfortunately, because these guys have got various relics or eyeballs or stuff like that which we need to complete a statue or some horrible ritual that involves that nasty, nasty troll. Trolls. So I've gone round to these pieces here. I've done a bit of brass rubbing on them. And this one will update automatically. I don't have to go anywhere. And the troll was following me as well. So when I completed that part of the quest, I could just turn to him and speak. Which is really cool. I like that. I know that sort of part of the questing chain was added in Cataclysm. But it is so much nicer just to have the ability to hand the quest in en route. As opposed to having to go right back to a base or something like that. And then hand it in there. So now by killing the monkeys and killing the monkey bosses, we have taken over the monkey base. How many times can I say monkey in one sentence? And this is where things got a little bit tricky. Not any sort of difficulty whatsoever. No. There aren't huge amounts of us leveling up at the starting zone. There are a few, as you can see. This is a server. It should be relatively busy. You know, if a server's dead, there's nothing worse. Go to the forums now. There's so much shouting and QQing going on, and legitimately so, that some servers are completely dead or completely one-sided and they need souping up. People need people in guilds, etc. And absolutely right. So as you can see, there are various members of the Horde leveling up in this area, but it's by no means saturated. This is not as if the expansion has just released and there's a gazillion of us here in this area. And the problem is, although we can complete the majority of the quests, there is an aspect where there are meant to be guards around this area, as you can see from there, and they are spawning at such a ridiculously low rate. Now that's just a criticism of how it's active at the moment. I severely doubt it's going to be like this on release date, because there is no way on Hell's Earth that they'd be able to release an expansion when something materializes once every 3 minutes. Because the guards, I managed to actually get one. That's the first guard that I actually managed to kill. And I've actually got to jump the footage on a substantial amount of time because it takes me another 15 minutes after I complete the other aspects of the other quests to get the remaining 14 guards. They just simply weren't spawning. We were all hanging around for ages waiting for them to spawn in various areas, and then it was an almighty gank sesh to see who could tap it first, which was pretty annoying, but there you go. But there is this cool quest here which I'm really enjoying, where you've got these gyrocopters flying around and you've got to shoot them out the sky with little mini dragon rockets, which is an excellent quest. It was really cool. It doesn't matter how far they are away. There's no daft radius that if they fly out of range, you're like, oh god, you got to wait for them to come back. They could be blooming miles away. All you have to do is target it and then fire the rocket launcher. And I've also got to go around trying to tell some pandas to get out, because we're about to sack this place. We're about to dump this Alliance base on its backside, and also take out some of the Alliance leaders, or part of the leadership chain, which are standing around. I think this is the final guy that I need to complete that part. So now I just jump the quest on a bit, where I'm going to take out the last of the guards, and amen, and hand that back into the base. And of course, once you've taken care of all the subsidiaries, we're going to go and fight the Alliance boss, which is there. There he is. So he's hiding at the back of the base, and we're going to take him on, which is, not a difficult thing. One of the good thing about these main quest bosses are they don't tap to anybody. So you can have multiple people attacking, but you can still kill him solo. You don't have to have multitudes of people around. That way you can turn up halfway through the fight, attack it, still get credit for it, and you won't be in a situation where you have to wait for hours for a respawn. So this is where I'm going to leave this part. I hope you enjoyed the vid. Please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/heel versus babyface. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Late for the Horde flag. Take care. Bye-bye.